Catherine's infant son was taken away from her. For several years, she lived virtually alone. It gave her plenty of time for her favorite pastime, reading. For a Russian Grand Duchess, Catherine had unusual taste. Her favorite writers were all French philosophers, men such as Diderot, Voltaire, and Montesquieu. Her other great passion was for handsome men. Her first lover, Sergei Saltykov, was soon sent on a diplomatic mission to Sweden. But Catherine soon found a new favorite, Stanisław August Poniatowski, a young Polish noble attached to the British embassy. They had a daughter named Anna, and in time, Catherine would help Poniatowski to become the last Polish king in history. When Catherine turned 30, she took a new lover, a handsome, boisterous guards officer named Grigory Orlov. He and his 4 brothers, all officers in the guards, wielded enormous influence and effectively controlled the loyalty of their regiments. Catherine was cultivating powerful allies in St. Petersburg. By the time Peter became emperor, husband and wife were barely speaking to each other. Peter didn't even know that Catherine was pregnant again, this time with Grigory Orlov's child. The birth of an illegitimate child could be the excuse Peter was waiting for to get rid of his unloved wife. It had to be kept secret. On the date the baby was due, Catherine's chamberlain, knowing Peter loved watching huge fires, went to an extraordinary length to lure him away from the palace. He ran to the city and set fire to his own house. Peter set off to see the great blaze, while Catherine gave birth to a son in a far wing of the Winter Palace. In time, the emperor discovered the existence of both his wife's illegitimate children. He remarked casually, "God knows where my wife gets her pregnancies from. I don't know." Peter was not a faithful husband either. His mistress was Elizabeth Vorontsova, a lady-in-waiting, and he wanted to marry her. But first they would have to remove one major obstacle, Catherine. Peter planned to imprison his wife and their son Paul in the Schlüsselburg fortress near St. Petersburg. Rooms had already been prepared for them. Catherine knew she had to make her move first. She also knew that the emperor had made himself many powerful enemies close to home.